Alright, welcome to my playthrough of Portal. Now, Portal is a very interesting game. Actually, it was developed by Valve and actually published by Valve, but they were not the original creators of the gameplay concept, which is what Portal is really successful for and became famous for. Now, what actually happened was there was a team of students at DigiPen Institute of Technology who developed a game called Narbacular Drop. Now, at the career fair of DigiPen, there was a developer from Valve who saw Narbacular Drop and was so impressed that basically they brought news of this back to Valve. Valve hired the entire team of students who developed Narbacular Drop and worked with them to create Portal, which was based on the gameplay mechanic of Narbacular Drop, and then and they also integrated it into their existing game universes, specifically the Half-Life universe. So in the game, you will find references to the Half-Life universe, things like references to Black Mesa, things like that. Now, they're very deliberately very, very kind of vague and non-committal, sort of, about exactly where and how this relates to Half-Life. But it does take place in the same universe. They have confirmed that. Valve's fans are incredibly smart people. An example, the kind of thing that they've done in in Portal, as a lead up to the sequel, Portal 2, they actually put a radio in every single level of this game, and if you take the radio to a specific place in the level, it will give you a burst of static sound. Seems weird, except Valve's fans figured out that if you took that static and put it through a specific type of software, it actually was encoded computer code. And then if you actually took that computer code and again actually rendered it properly, it became like a teaser image for Portal 2. That's insane. That's the kind of cleverness and intelligence that, Valve can expect from their fans. They can do a kind of an Easter egg like that. So Portal's very, very interesting because it developed a very new gameplay mechanic, the portals, which kind of changed the way things work. And on top of that, it's got some incredibly clever level design, puzzle build, atmosphere, everything like that. And the writing is fan-frickin-tastic. It's phenomenally dark, black, humorous writing. Very morbid in some cases. Very creepy in other cases, but at the same time, utterly hilarious. So, without any further ado, I'm sure most people by now have at least heard of Portal. Let's get to it and explore the test chambers. All right? So we're going to start a new game, starting in Chapter 1. This is a great way to start the game. You got this countdown timer.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all Enrichment Center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from stand back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
So that's an awesome example of the kind of black, dark humor that they're already injecting here. Also, this is brilliant level design because they kind of stuck you in a room where you can't do anything except look around while they introduce you, and then they only give you one way to go. And the best thing about this, as you look through the portal, you can see there I am over there, and there I am over there. Now, the character's name that you play is Chell. Now, they're actually kind of they were even very sly and slow to admit even that. But yeah, you play a character named Chell. So now, let's do the one thing we can do, and walk through the portal. And once again, very clever level design, putting you right outside of where you just were, to give you an idea of what's just happened, how you've moved from that point in space to that point in space. These cameras and windows are perfectly done to provide a very ominous sense of being watched. In spite of the incredibly happy and friendly music. And so once again, Valve is very, very carefully controlling what you can do to teach you how the game works. Like, we've got this button here. If I stand on the button, that door opens and we can see the line going from the button to the little check mark over there. But as soon as we step off, so of course what we need to do is we need to put the block on the button.
Excellent. Please proceed into the chamber lock after completing each test. First, however, note the incandescent particle field across the exit. This Aperture Science material emancipation grill will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it. For instance, the Aperture Science weighted storage cube.
So basically that's them telling you that you can't bring anything with you from one level to the next. Now these elevators actually serve as a loading screen, and it's very cleverly done. And once again, they're very much so in control of what you see and how you're perceiving information. Like this giant 0-1 with a 1 out of 19, and you've got these grayed out symbols that we're not entirely sure what they mean just yet.
Please place the weighted storage cube on the 1500 megawatt Aperture Science Heavy Duty Super Colliding Super button. Perfect. Please move quickly to the chamber lock, as the effects of prolonged exposure to the button are not part of this test.
Yeah, we don't want to run the risk of finding out what prolonged exposure to a button does. So again, they're kind of teaching you how this orange portal is staying in place, and the blue portal is shifting between the three rooms. And again, it teaches you kind of how portals work, from moving from one room to the next, because they are the only way to get between these three places. And it also kind of leaves you wondering, very much so, who is this voice that keeps talking to me? Like, what's going on? They've given you very little context on purpose.
You're doing very well. Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol, but is an unintended side effect of the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grip, which may, in semi-rare cases, emancipate dental fillings, crowns, tooth enamel, and teeth.
Once again, they were very carefully controlling what you saw, what you could do, because they kind of locked you in that room until that voice finished speaking, specifically so you could look through the window and see that thing in the middle spinning around shooting portals. Like that. And that, by the way, was, of course, the only way to get over here. So now we got this this door that we can't get through. There's that radio I was telling you about, how they added a radio into most levels. So let's jump down.
Very good. You are now in possession of the Aperture Science handheld portal device. With it, you can create your own portals. These intradimensional gates have proven to be completely safe. The device, however, has not. Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially. Most importantly, under no circumstances should you...
Very ominous, huh? And so now we can place blue portals wherever we want. You can see we now have portal gun. And the other thing that people notice generally around about this point is we've got, if not before, is that we've got these hook things on our legs. We don't. Doesn't quite tell us what they are just yet, but we'll find out. So now, of course, the voice told us previously that we couldn't take any unauthorized materials through the emancipation grill. Do you think the gun is part of that? But before we do that, one quick thing.
To ensure the safe performance of all authorized activities, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
Like cameras? So now we have the famous portal gun.
Please proceed to the chamber lock. Mind the gap.
It's amazing how a phrase like that can sometimes become oddly ominous or unnerving when presented in a situation such as this one, right?
For your own safety, do not destroy vital testing apparatus. Certain objects may be vital to your success. Do not destroy testing apparatus.
So, we got an orange portal over there, and we can fire blue portals. And there's this big pit in between us and the only way to go. So, we use a blue portal on the wall to get over here.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Now, it's up there, but I think we can make the drop.
Well done. Remember, the Aperture Science Bring Your Daughter to Work Day is the perfect time to have her tested.
Did you notice how that was worded? Yeah, that's what I mean when I'm talking about brilliantly well done writing here. That was test chamber 3. We've already gone through 3 test chambers, not including test chamber 0, which is where we originally woke up. And once again, you walk out and immediately you're presented with one of these cameras looking right at you. It's phenomenal atmosphere building.
Welcome to test chamber 4. You're doing quite well. Vital testing apparatus destroyed. Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
So we got the orange portal over here. And we've currently got the blue portal over there. To get through the door, we need to put something on this button here. But this glass wall, obviously we can't shoot portals through it. So what we need to do is we need to somehow get the block, which was just released from this here, onto that button. So this is where you can start playing with like what portals can do, and not just putting them on walls, but also putting them on things like the floor. So you put the portal on the floor, and of course the block falls through it and out the wall behind us over here. So
once again, excellent work. As part of our required test protocol, we will not monitor the next test chamber. You will be entirely on your own. Good luck.
now the other thing here is you notice how these walls look very, very different than the walls out there. So if you try and shoot them with the portal gun, you find out that you cannot put a portal on walls like this. One of the options when playing this game is a developer commentary, and honestly, it's phenomenal just how meticulous and well thought out this game is. So, you remember how the last thing the voice said is, as part of your testing process, the next test chamber will not be monitored. So you step out into the test chamber, and literally the first thing you see is a camera watching you. It's brilliant. It's hilarious. I love it. Now, you'll notice how the camera didn't fall off the wall there, and actually how you can't see through that blue portal. It's kind of cloudy. What that means is there's no orange portal. So, let's take a look-see.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed. Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
So, just in case you're curious, there's actually an achievement for destroying all the cameras that you possibly can. I've already got the achievement, so for me, I'm just doing it for fun. As I'm sure you've detected, things aren't quite right here. There's all of these observation windows, and you can even see chairs through them. But I haven't seen a single other person, have you? So once again, Q fell through the orange portal. And here they're teaching us that we need 2 blocks, 2 buttons to open this door. Do you see what I did there? you can see how this game can, if you're not necessarily comfortable or if you don't feel particularly skilled with spatial perception, it can be a real kind of mindfuck. I've played it before, and I'm kind of, spatial perception's kind of one of my things, so but it can sometimes be a little bit hard to keep track of what you're doing and where you're going.
As part of a required test protocol, our previous statement suggesting that we would not monitor this chamber was an outright fabrication. Good job. As part of a required test protocol, we will stop enhancing the truth in 3, 2...
A countdown that never finishes. I felt like dropping the radio, but I can't see where it went. Ah, there it is. Okay, cool.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
So you obviously can't shoot portals through the Emancipation Grill either.
While safety is one of many Enrichment Center goals, the Aperture Science high-energy pellet seen to the left of the chamber can and has caused permanent disabilities such as vaporization. Please be careful.
Permanent disabilities such as vaporization. Yeah, I think we'll be careful here. So, as you can see, the symbols are kind of explaining what's in this chamber. So that's the pellet, vaporizing somebody. And that's the pellet going into some sort of receiver that looks an awful lot like that receiver right there. Now the receiver is emitting this orange light, which we see on the ceiling here. So that's kind of the cue that we should put a portal there.
Unbelievable. You,
Subject name here.
must be the pride of.
Subject hometown here.
Just in case you were feeling, good about yourself, it goes and talks to you like that. So we can use, it's not just us that can go through portals, we can create a space and go take the emitter, pellet emitter there, and the pellet shoots down through the orange portal, out of the blue portal, into the receiver. And there's nowhere else we can put portals. I always check behind me when I first go into a test chamber. I don't know why. It's a little neurosis of mine. But,
Warning devices are required on all mobile equipment. However, alarms and flashing hazard lights have been found to agitate the high-energy pellet and have therefore been disabled for your safety.
For your safety. We've disabled safety. Love that.
Good. Now use the Aperture Science unstationary scaffold to reach the chamber lock.
The Aperture Science unstationary scaffold. That's brilliant naming, if ever there was one. getting the hang of it now? Good. So, obviously these first few chambers aren't very long, and you kind of start feeling pretty good about yourself as you figure them out and start getting through them. That doesn't stay. I can promise you that.
Please note that we have added a consequence for failure. Any contact with the chamber floor will result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck.
Is that all? An unsatisfactory mark followed by death. So we're already on chamber 8. Like, you know how I was saying, these first few go pretty quickly. So, got an orange portal over there. And an energy pellet. So obviously, we could just kind of step here, but as that warning symbol tells us, that would make us get hit by the pellet. Also, tunnel vision! So this is actually a very interesting chamber here. Watch how we solve it. So we shoot at the black mark because that's where the pellet bounces off of. Then we shoot at the orange mark because that tells us what's directly across from the receiver. Do you see what we did there? Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Also, that does not look healthy, and it's blurping, which kind of makes sense with the whole, unsatisfactory mark followed by death. And for the record, yes, if you follow it to that, whatever that is, it kills you.
Very impressive. Please note that any appearance of danger is merely a device to enhance your testing experience.
Also, it's danger. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the end of the episode there. So, I hope your interest has been whetted. I hope you're intrigued by what the hell is going on, what these test chambers are testing, and who is this voice that we keep hearing, and where is everybody else? You should, by this point, you should be feeling unsettled. You should feel like something is not right, and you are absolutely right to think that. So I hope you join me next time as we continue through the test chambers, starting with test chamber 9. Alright? See you then.